The Mavericks are on the have been close to on the verge of needing to forfeit.
Hey, they're a player away from having a forfeit.
They're tanking so much that they're at war with their fans, that they are doing everything possible to alienate their fans is because they want to move the team.
They didn't just trade Luka Doncic. They handed him a torch, watched him walk away, and then he came back and burned the franchise to the ground. This wasn't just a trade, it was a basketball betrayal, and Luka, he took it personally. Since landing in LA, he's been an MVP wrecking ball, lighting up defenses, dominating fourth quarters, and turning the Lakers into a title favorite overnight. Meanwhile in Dallas, chaos, injuries, collapse, and a fan base chanting "Fire Nico."
Fire Nico!
As Luka dropped 45 on their heads in his first game back. So now we have to ask, did the Mavericks just make the worst trade in NBA history? Did they actually trade away their future for nothing? Let's break down the rise, the revenge, and the wreckage. This is how Luka Doncic broke the Dallas Mavericks. Let's set the stage. February 2nd, 2025, the day the NBA tilted on its axis. The Dallas Mavericks made the unthinkable move. They traded Luka Doncic, their 25-year-old superstar, the face of their franchise, and one of the most gifted offensive players in basketball history. The Lakers received Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. In return, Dallas got Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a future first-round pick, and instantly the basketball world exploded. You don't just trade Luka Doncic in his prime. You don't just give up on a guy who took you to the finals less than a year ago. But that's exactly what Dallas did, and the reasons, at least on paper, sounded logical. Their defense had collapsed. Anthony Davis was seen as the piece to anchor their interior. Kyrie Irving was still there. The front office believed Luka's ball-dominant style was too rigid, and maybe a roster rebalancing would bring more cohesion. But here's the thing. You don't retool by giving away a generational superstar. This wasn't a rebuild. This was a panic button. The Mavericks didn't just lose a player. They lost their identity. They lost their culture. And as we're about to see, they may have lost the fan base too. On the flip side, the Lakers got exactly what they needed. With LeBron James still productive but needing help, and Anthony Davis constantly in and out of the lineup, LA made a gamble. They cashed in their chips on Luka, betting that his brilliance could extend LeBron's window and define their post-LeBron future. And from day one, it looked like a home run. Luka's chemistry with LeBron was better than expected. The offense flowed, the pace picked up. The Lakers, who were hovering in the middle of the West, suddenly looked like a team nobody wanted to face. Meanwhile, in Dallas, the ripple effect started immediately, and not in a good way. We'll get into the collapse later, but for now, let this sink in. This wasn't a trade. This was a power shift. And if you listen closely, you can still hear the echoes of that moment when Dallas hit send on a deal that may haunt them for the next decade. The moment Luka Doncic touched down in Los Angeles, the narrative flipped, instantly. This wasn't some star trying to fit in. This was a superstar reclaiming the spotlight and elevating the entire organization with him. His debut? Modest on the box score. 14 points and 4 assists in just 23 minutes against the Jazz. But from the very first possession, it was clear. This was his team now. Luka took control of the offense, dictated tempo, and read defenses like a seasoned quarterback dissecting coverages. The Lakers didn't just get a shot maker. They got a floor general, a leader, a tone setter, and the energy shift was immediate. The team that had been hovering around the 5th to 6th seed all year suddenly ignited. With Luka running the show, LeBron James no longer had to carry the entire load. He could conserve energy, pick his spots, and devastate defenses when needed. And the chemistry? Honestly, shockingly smooth. Instead of clashing, Luka and LeBron have complemented each other. Instead of two ball-dominant stars struggling to share, they've become a terrifying 1-2 punch. LeBron playing off-ball more, Luka diming from every angle, both of them crushing teams in the clutch. Since the trade, the Lakers finished the regular season as the number 3 seed in the Western Conference, with one of the top records in the league post-All-Star break. They won the Pacific Division title, their first since 2020, and surged into the postseason with real momentum. And then came the playoffs. In Game 1 of the first round against Minnesota, Luka dropped 37 points, grabbed 7 rebounds, and dished 8 assists. The Lakers lost the game, yes, but Luka made one thing very clear. He is built for this stage. He hit deep step-back threes. He bullied mismatches in the post. He found corner shooters with no-look lasers. And most importantly, he controlled the pace of the game against one of the best defenses in the NBA. He didn't look like the new guy. He looked like the system. The Lakers have always been about stars. But in Luka, they found the next one to carry that torch. He's not just replacing Anthony Davis. He's replacing uncertainty with dominance. And suddenly, what looked like a risky midseason move looks like the steal of the decade. If Luka's arrival in Los Angeles felt like a Hollywood takeover, then what happened in Dallas was a complete implosion. Let's be clear. The Mavericks didn't just trade a superstar, they traded away their identity. And in the weeks that followed, everything that could go wrong did. First, the headliner, Anthony Davis, the centerpiece of the deal. On paper, he was supposed to give the Mavs a defensive anchor and a new superstar core with Kyrie Irving. In reality, he barely made it out of the gate. 9 games. That's all Dallas got before Davis went down with a lingering knee injury. He missed the rest of the regular season and didn't return for the play-in. Gone. Just like that. Then came Kyrie Irving, who was playing the best basketball of his post-Nets career and was set to take on a bigger role without Luka in the picture. But just weeks after the trade, torn ACL, season ending, 2 stars, both gone. Suddenly, a team that had been in the finals the year before was gutted, but the injuries were just the beginning. The fans turned, quickly. Dallas plummeted in the standings, barely scraping into the play-in tournament, where they were eliminated without a fight. Their offense was stagnant, their defense inconsistent, and without Luka, they had no late-game closer, no identity, no direction, and all of it fell on the front office, specifically GM Nico Harrison. The man who made the boldest trade of the season found himself at the center of a storm. Fans chanted, "Fire Nico," during Luka's return to Dallas. The media crushed the trade on every platform. Even former players questioned how a team could go from finals to failure in less than a year. In response, Harrison tried to justify it, calling it a culture reset, saying the team needed to change direction. But nobody's buying it, because Luka wasn't just a player. He was the franchise. And the moment they let him go, the Mavericks fell apart, emotionally, structurally, competitively. This wasn't just a bad trade. It was a decision that fractured the future of a franchise, a decision that may haunt Dallas for the next decade. And the worst part? They handed Luka the match, and he lit the fuse. April 9th, 2025, a date Mavericks fans will never forget. For the first time since the blockbuster trade, Luka Doncic walked back into the American Airlines Center. But this time, he wasn't wearing blue and white. He was in purple and gold. He was a Laker, and he was on a mission. The atmosphere was electric and awkward. The crowd was buzzing, unsure whether to cheer, boo, or just hold their breath. And then, during pre-game introductions, the arena lights dimmed. A tribute video played on the Jumbotron, clips of Luka's rookie year, his bubble heroics, his game winners, his finals run. A standing ovation followed. There were tears, signs, applause. But behind all of that was pain. Because while the fans were showing love, they also knew he shouldn't be gone. And Luka, he didn't wave. He didn't smile. He didn't clap back. He just went to work. From the opening tip, he dominated the game like it was personal. Because it was. This wasn't about the standings. This wasn't about seeding. This was about making a statement. 45 points, 12 assists, 6 rebounds, 1 exclamation point. Step-back threes, cross-court lasers, mid-post footwork. And maybe most poetic of all, he iced the game with a dagger 3 over a rookie guard, the same kind of shot he used to hit for Dallas. Now he was hitting it against them. And the fans? They were stunned, silent. Some even clapped. Most just shook their heads. But then came the chant. Low at first, then louder and louder. "Fire Nico! Fire Nico!" It echoed through the building like thunder, not at Luka, not at the Lakers, but at the man who let it all slip away. This wasn't just Luka's revenge game. It was a reckoning, a franchise funeral in real time, because Luka didn't need to scream or taunt. He let his play, and the scoreboard, do all the talking. The final buzzer sounded. Lakers 112, Mavericks 97. And as Luka walked off the court, no emotion, just locked in. He didn't look back. He didn't have to. The message was clear. You traded me. Now you live with it. Luka Doncic's trade to the Lakers has not only transformed Los Angeles into a championship contender, but has also left the Dallas Mavericks in disarray. As Luka continues to excel, the Mavericks are left to ponder the ramifications of their decision. By the hoop. What are your thoughts on this monumental trade? Has Luka's departure irreversibly broken the Mavericks? Share your opinions in the comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth NBA analysis.